Hi friends, today is July the 28th. My name is Mariano Alvarez. If you've been following the channel here, it's been a while since I posted a video. I was out of town to Argentina. As a matter of fact, my latest video was actually filmed in Argentina showing my parents' garden. Remind you that over there it's winter right now. But the video that I posted before that one, it was about a month ago here in the middle of summer, where basically we hadn't had any rain for a long time. Now, after I came back from Argentina, it's been like 2 weeks now. A lot of things happening. But yeah, I came back and it was non-stop, or it's been non-stop rain since. So it's like, be careful what you wish for. If it's not too hot and sunny, it's too rainy and the plants get, drenched in water. But anyways, let's start with just a quick, well, not sure how quick it's going to be, but I'm going to start talking about mostly maples, since the channel's Maples in the Garden, just focusing on my maples very quickly on each one, just to show you how things are looking right now at the end of July. So you can see this one is, and I'm already forgetting the names, but this is Radiant. As you can see, Radiant, the variegation is looking great, but it's not very uniform. That's actually the best branch showing the variegation. But the rest of the tree, it's getting up there in size, as you can see. But there's several branches that are not variegated. The one on the left is variegated, the one on the right is not. So not sure if I should be cutting off branches that are not variegated, but because some of them are pretty sizable. So anyways, I don't want to stop too long in each maple, but just to give you another look of a larger specimen type of maple, this one is Acer Shirasawanum Jordan. And let's see if you can see, this one is showing no signs of stress. Again, if you don't know by now, the maples that are on the ground are much more resilient to the different weather conditions than the ones that are in pots. Most of my maples are in pots, so as you will see throughout my walk, a lot of them are showing some sort of stress or damage. Moving on, this one is in a pot. This one is called Strawberry Spring. Beautiful reticulated maple. Not showing much color. Obviously, in the dead of summer, things are not going to be very showy as far as color goes. But the key for these maples is trying to make it through the summer, especially here in the heat of southern US. I'm in Atlanta, if I haven't said that. This is a very similar tree, actually, called Nebula. It's also reticulated, similar to Strawberry Spring, and also in a pot. Doing quite well, so I can't complain. Moving on, this one is Sister Ghost, part of the renowned Ghost family. I have a few of them. Also variegated. It's funny how these three trees are also all not variegated, but reticulated rather, showing all the veining, as you can see right there. The next one up is Mikazuki, and this one also reticulated one, and it is showing some stress, as you can see there. But it's the time of the year where trees are just tired. So they're doing the best they can to make it through the fall and make it to another season. So again, there's a ton of plants here that I'm just gonna focus on maples right now. This one is a nice surprise. It's doing quite well. This one is called Shazam. It has very large leaves, as you can see, that's my hand. Very large leaves and a very interesting sort of leaf shape, and the way that the coloring is kind of, although it lost most of the color, you can see there at the center of the leaves has that maroon type of coloring. It's very interesting. Right here I have Momoyo Korasan or Koyasan, something like that. Nothing special right now about this tree, but I wanted to include it as part of my collection. There's gonna be a lot of my trees that are looking like this, very generic green, but the show starts maybe in late October, November, where the fall season begins. So summer is not the best time for maples, yet I still wanted to give you a quick update how things are looking. This large tree, you can see the trunk there. If you follow my channel, this is the tree that got me into the Japanese maple addiction. It's called Shiraz. And there you go. You can see some of the variegation, but it's not a lot going on either. But this tree is spectacular in both spring and fall. So you can always go back to my spring videos and you will see how this guy is just showing up nicely. Down there I have a dragon ghost that is a weeping sort of reticulated maple that got hit a little bit. You can see some leaves are all crunchy, but the rest of the tree looks okay. Moving on, this one is Vic Pink. I like this sort of, I don't know if it's kind of like in between a lace leaf and a palmatum, but you can see it's very feathery looking, and also a tree that surprises me in each fall. It is really beautiful in the fall. All right, then I'm gonna be panning up. This one is Dragon Master. It's sort of like a yellow version of Ryusen, which is basically a cascading tree. So I'm staking it up. It's looking really good. I'm staking it up so that it will get some height before it goes down naturally. And then next to it, I never remember the name of this. I had to look at the label. This is Kurohime, one of the hime type of trees. Every time you see a hime word means princess in Japanese, and it typically means that it's kind of like a dwarf maple, so it's not going to grow too large. Moving along, this one is Japanese lanterns, doing quite well. You can see how the leaves curl down, giving you the kind of like the shape of lanterns, and that's why it's called Japanese lanterns. Very neat tree. To its right, this one is Kiyohime, a very, very dense tree with small foliage. Doing well, so I'm happy. And if we cut across here, you will see that yellow bark, and you probably guessed it right, that's my bihu, which is fairly large right now. Got it as a 7-gallon, and it is getting up there in size. top 5 tree for me, Bihu, because of the 4-season interest that it provides. With the yellow bark, as you can see in the back. In the winter is fantastic. Even in the summer, it just looks great. And hopefully it won't have any issues. Apparently it's kind of tricky to grow it, but for me it has been a pretty good tree. All right, so I'm going to turn around. I'm going to go back to this side since I skipped a couple of things. That's a lollipop Mikawa Yatsubusa that I have hidden there. Not sure what I'm gonna do with it. It's still in the nursery pot, but I think it's pretty cool. The shape. On this side, I have Miss Maple. Not very popular, this tree, but it is a beauty. It's reticulated more on the yellow side. There's some reticulation there, but you don't get to see many kind of yellow reticulated trees. Typically they're green or red. And speaking of red, this one is Amagi Shigure. It's a pretty tree. Again, dead of summer here, end of July. And still showing up with some color. What do we have here? This one is purple umbrella. Not too purple right now, but when it is purple, it looks very nice next to the yellow of the Elysium next to it right there. Okay, and back here I have one that is not very popular or well known. This one is called Lupe or Lupi. Don't know much about this tree. And the funny thing is, like, wait, it's blooming. No, not really. That's not a bloom from the tree. It's actually a cardinal flower that has grown its stalk all the way through the tree, through the Lupi tree. It's kind of neat. Looks like it is blooming from the tree, but it's not. And there's another cardinal flower here and another one there. But enough of non-maples. This one is a trident maple that it's going up. And this one is called Bling Bling. It's very yellow in the spring. So the new growth, it's larger, but the old leaves are more what the tree looks like. It's pretty. Okay, and moving on this way, what do we have here? We have Kawahara Rose. Really beautiful tree, not too many signs of stress. Yeah, pretty leaf, you can see there. Green, chartreusey. But this next one I do really like. This one is Umegai. Lovely, lovely, lovely leaf. And it's in full shade pretty much, and still that dark maroon. I like it. Now this one is Kristen Star. The claim of fame on this one is that it has this really incredible orange color in the spring when it comes up. All right, let's move on to this side. And this one is Sir Damon, coral bark, red tree. Looking forward to seeing what it does in the winter time, where it's gonna be very red, the trunk, and it's very close to my bihu, so fiery red trunk or bark with the fiery red, not fire, well, sunny yellow trunk or bark from the bihu. So this one is Emmet's pumpkin. It's a Japonicum or a Shirasawanum. I think it's a Japonicum. But yeah, look at that leaf. Really wonderful. Going up. So it will turn this orange and red and yellow, and look at the shape of the leaf. It does become kind of like a pumpkin. All right, let's see if I can make it through this space, which has a hosta in bloom. Things are getting kind of crazy and wild between the hydrangea and the hostas. But this one is Felice. Is it Felice? No, am I lying? Let me triple check. I don't want to be lying. Oh, no, not Felice. It's Dulce or Dulce. So it's making it all right. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Yeah, nice leaf. And down here I have a Garden Glory. This one is a Shirasawanum, but with a smaller leaf size than your typical Shirasawanum. Oh, and I just noticed this is Styrax. Interesting. It has like a little fruit there. All right, I'm gonna be going through my fountain, which is about to come on. It comes on every evening at 5 p.m. And let's go through this bed and find Shinde Shoujo. So Shinde Shoujo is there. The cool thing about this is, again, in the spring the colors are really wonderful, but something that has a little bit more impact in the summer is Orizuru, with that variegation, that white variegation. Looks pretty nice. Next to it is Mr. Omato. It's just Omato, not Mr. This one is doing quite well. Large leaves, has a few samaras or seeds, and yeah, it's just a nice tree with a large leaf. And then in the back it's red flamingo with its awesome variegation. See, the older leaves have really cool variegation. It's kind of like a camouflage. Really pretty. And the new leaves are more splotchy, but next year they will look like that. Beautiful. Next up is Myrte. Myrte is an amazing tree. If you don't have one, I believe I have two. I'm trying in different sun conditions or light conditions. But it's a great tree. So look for it if you don't have it. This one is Ornatum. Very fine lace leaf. And the sun is coming up. So you will see some light from the sun. In the back, I'm trying to remember which one is that. That's Azuma Murasaki. Yes. There you go. This one is Northwind. Very neat tree. And you can see, just love this tree. I love when all the leaves take over the screen and you get these shapes. It's really beautiful. So let's see, let's go real quick through this one. This is a Wilson's Pink Dwarf. And this one is, I'm trying to see, this one is a Korean gem. This one is Karasugawa, which should be variegated and it's not. This one is Okushimo or Okushimo with the curled leaves. That makes it look like it's sick, but it's not. Look at that. That's what it does. All right, down here I have a tall and lanky, if you will, tattoo. One of those Mikawa types. I really like the shape. It's just tall and long. And speaking of tall and long, this is another oddity of a tree. This is Naruto. It's a trident that also kind of looks like it's sick because of its curled leaves. So the leaves look like they are birds, don't they? Or like little paper planes. It's very cool. This one is Itami Nibluki. It's kind of variegated. Reminds me a little bit of maybe Shiraz right now, or even Manyo no Sato. Moving on, this is Autumn Moon, Shirasaunum. This one is very popular for a reason, which is the shape of the leaves. And this one is Kotobuki. There's some variegation there. I'm expecting more, hopefully next season as the tree gets older. But there is some variegation right there. Continuing on, this is Maltese Cross. The leaves look like a Maltese Cross. It's this one is very difficult to find. It has some damage from different critters eating it. So you see there's probably slugs or snails or whatnot. This one is one that it's called Hanami Nishiki. Very, very small leaves. This would make a really good bonsai. But I don't really know much about it. It was kind of like an impulse buy. Well, most of them are, but this one especially. This one is called Koyuki. Oh, and this one got totally defoliated. This one is Shikeri. So I do see buds, so hopefully it will come back. Right on the back here, I see my Goshiki. I'm gonna move it up here. Goshiki Kotohime. Nice little dwarf. And down here is Aizuma Nishiki. Supposed to be variegated trident maple. You can see it has some variegation. A little bit of there, but not a lot. Aizuma Nishiki. To its right, I have Otaha. There's some stress going on here. And this one is a ginkgo called Jagged Jade. Next to it is Suro no Mai. Another one with variegation. And this one is really neat. This is a dwarf trident called Miyasama Yatsubusa. It's like a bonsai without doing anything to it. This one is Japanese Princess, Mikawa type. This is a Hagoromo. The leaves look like feathers. And next to it, I need to look at the label, Sagara Nishiki. It's finally getting some that variegation on the edges of the leaves. I had it for like 3 or 4 years and it's never done anything, but you can see the variegation right there. And it's a little bit of summer flush, which is great. If I can get it to focus, maybe not. All right, what is this one? This one is Julia. Julia has an incredible green when it comes up in the spring. It's the most beautiful thing, but not so much right now. This one is Blue Moon. Blue Moon is a rock star. If you're familiar with Moonrise, it's kind of like a relative to Moonrise with a smaller leaf, and it's just not showing any signs of stress. That's great. And the next one is, need to look at the label, it's Murogawa. All right, let's just pick it up here. This one is, oh my goodness. This one is Circinatum, Acer Circinatum Burgundy Jewel. It never likes it here, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. So if you're in the southeast, don't get Burgundy Jewel. I'm not sure if it's gonna die or not, but it always has a hard time in the summer. This one I really like. I just hope it becomes bigger and larger and nicer. This one is Bashful. The serration is great. Next to it is Rayugu. It's a variegated dwarf, and this one is Mystic Mikawa. Oh, there's a begonia here. And then this one is, let's see, what does it say? Moonshadow. Some signs of stress, but it's still doing well. And next to it is Lily-Pad. Lily-Pad is looking awesome with that shape. Down here I have Blushing Beauty. All green right now. And this one is totally defoliated, as you can see, except for these 3 leaves. Those 3. This is Mikasayama. It has a bunch of buds, so I think it's gonna be okay, but yeah. Signs of the times. This one is Ruby, or Akaomote. Mosquitoes are biting me, by the way. Oh, killing me. All right, next to it, I'm gonna pick it up. This is Johin. And then I have Eagle Claw. It's looking good. Some stress here in my Naguri Nishiki. And then moving on is, what is the name of this one? This is Yamanishiki and Kamagata. Woo! I'm not even close to being done with all the maples, so I'm gonna do a last round here. This is Diva. Quite beautiful here. Behind it is Kumoi Nishiki. That is really beautiful, guys. Another look. Kumoi Nishiki. Then this one is Osakazuki. Can't wait to see what it does in the fall, if it makes it that long. And this one is just a green maple. It's a seedling that I planted and it's going nuts. This one is Islid. This green lace cap, or lace leaf rather. Islid. Pink filigree. I'm sticking it up so it doesn't cascade quite yet, but it is beautiful. Look at that. Okay, this one down back here is Takesimense. Has the most spectacular fall colors. And back there I see this one is a Koto Maru. I have to zoom in because I'm kind of far. Next to it is Morton, which has a few leaves left. Then Atari Japonicum. Big leaves here on the Atari. And then smaller leaves in the Sharp's Pygmy that you see there. Backing up, I see right here I have Abyss weeping. It's a weeping japonicum. Pretty tree. And then what do I have here? I have a peaches and cream reticulated. And there is a sensu. Sensu is right here. Let's see. There's so much going on that it's hard to get the. Okay, there's sensu. And behind it, oof, that's Mikado. I'm sorry, but it's kind of far and I cannot reach it, so hard to see through all the leaves and the foliage of the other plants, but that's Mikado. And right here I have Mayday. It's very yellow in the spring. Right now it looks like all of the other Mikawas. This is Little Fella. Little Fella. And this cool one is Noel. This looks good. This is showy every season of the growing year. It's really cool. And then I'm gonna have to stop right now. This was just one loop through this side of the garden, and I was hoping to do it all, but it's 37 minutes already, and this is maybe less than half of what I have. So couple of things I have in this island that I put here for recovery. This one is Marielle. As you can see, it's having some trouble. And then next to it is a Dr. Brown. And here is Sweet Lorraine. I'm pretty upset that my Hanafubuki looks like it's not gonna make it. So if you have a lead to a Hanafubuki, I really liked it and I wanna get it again. This is Ichiyogi. This one is Tana. Glad that it didn't lose a lot of leaves. This one did though. This one is Wat Nong. Next to a generic ginkgo. Then this one is Tiger Rose. Lost some leaves and it looks pretty stressed. What else do I have here? I have Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy, it's kind of recovering. And my fountain just came on, so it must be 5 p.m. here. This is Tendo. I don't think I've seen a Tendo before anywhere else. I think that's what it's called. Let me make sure. Yeah, Tendo. Tendo with an H at the end. It has a very cool, kind of like very green bark in the winter. This one is neat. It's called Haps Dwarf. This one is Murakumo. Showing some variegation. It's like little dots. The variegation, it's very different on this one. Really like it. This one is Mila, one of my favorites, and it's doing great. And what do we have here? Beni Kumo no Su. It's like a very dissected fine leaf. And the last one that I have here is, actually I have 3 more there. Saoshika. This one is Kansai Kansai Akegarasu. It lost most of the leaves, but it put some new growth here, which is pretty, but the rest of the tree is pretty bare. And this one next to it is Cloud of Dragons. It's a very interesting one. Every leaf is very different. Gossamer or Gossamer. It has some issues here, as you can see, but overall it's making it. And then that one is Elmwoody. All right, that's it for now. I don't know if you were counting how many trees I showed, let me know. It's probably, I'm thinking probably like 70 or 80 that I touched on, and that's less than half, like I said before. So I might come back with the next video. Hopefully it's not too boring. I just got carried away and I'm talking too much, and all of a sudden it's like a 40-minute video. But anyways, enjoy this summer, stay hydrated, and keep gardening. Bye now.